Friends, will you bear with me today? For I have awakened from a dream in which a robin made with its shabby wings a kind of veil, behind which it shimmied and stomped something from the south of Spain, its breast aflare, looking me dead in the eye from the branch that grew into my window, coochie cooing my chin, the bird shuffling its little talons left, then right, while the leaves bristled against the plaster wall. Two of them drifting onto my blanket while the bird opened and closed its wings like a matador giving up a murder, jutting its beak, turning a circle and flashing again the ruddy bombast of its breast, by which I knew upon waking it was telling me, in no uncertain terms, to bellow forth the tubas and sousaphones, the whole rusty brass band of gratitude not quite dormant in my belly. It said so in a human voice, bellow forth, and who among us could ignore such odd and precise counsel? Hear ye, I am here to holler that I have told tons, by which I don't mean lots, I mean tons of cow shit, and stood ankle deep in swathes of maggots, swirling the spent beer grains the broomy man was good enough to dump off, holding his nose, for they smell very bad, but make the compost earth giddy and lick its lips, twirling dung with my pitchfork again and again with hundreds and hundreds of people. We dreamt an orchard this way, furrowing our brows and hauling our wheelbarrows and sweating through our shirts. And 2 years later, there was a party at which trees were sunk into the well-fed earth, one of which, a Liberty apple, after being watered in, was tamped by a baby barefoot with a bowl hanging in her hair, biting her lip in her joyous works. And friends, this is the realest place I know. It makes me squirm like a worm. I am so grateful. You could ride your bike there, or roller skate, or catch the bus. There is a fence and gate twisted by hand. There is a fig tree taller than you in Indiana. It will make you gasp. It might make you want to stay alive, even. Thank you. I'm writing this on the Metro North train to Grand Central, the first time of hopefully the many times I will take the train to New York City. There is a husky sitting next to me, head poised on paw and looking around inquisitively, quietly. There is a young couple drinking coffee from Dunkin' cups and sharing a copy of The Atlantic. The morning light is so lovely. I told you about it, the blue and cold and crisp air which sunlight cuts through to offer warmth. I am basking right now, and I am glad that the seats are made of some kind of bright red plastically faux leather material and not cloth. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I hate sitting on cloth seats on public transportation because strange fluids and dirt can get caught there and it just makes me feel gross. And though probably these seats are equally unclean, I just feel better sitting on a seat that is impermeable to water. I just finished my first week of classes, and I've been thinking about gratitude, hence the poem, though in all honesty, I probably would have snuck it into a Town Art video sometime or another. Yesterday I had a busy day of classes and errands to run, and in between lessons I went to get a COVID test and had to go to the bank. I had eaten lunch with a friend a good 15 minutes away from my COVID test site, and I sped walk there carrying a heavy backpack and then trudged back down Chapel Street to the bank on Broadway. And at first I was grumbling in my head at how tiring this walk was and how inefficient. But then I thought about your previous video and looked up and saw how blue the sky was, and suddenly I was struck by how beautiful everything was around me, that I just could not remain annoyed. Not a very big revelation, nor a new one, but it has been difficult this year to remember what that kind of sheer, unexpected, unadulterated gratitude and delight feels like. So I want to say that I am grateful, that I feel generally so good and happy and delighted when I see the shadows in my room creeping in to welcome the night, when I hear the bells tolling their jubilant cry every evening between 5:30 to 6. That I can feel a genuine thankfulness when the lady registering me for my COVID test helps me write down a number of a person I've been trying to contact for weeks. I want so badly to be present in every moment here. I want to soak up the sun before lessons sitting on cross campus outside Sterling Memorial. I want to remember what it feels like to sit with my sweet mates in our common room with fairy lights and a light projector. I'm so scared of forgetting how it feels like to feel good. Of course, it hasn't all been smooth sailing, and I still worry about making friends and fitting in and safety in my French class, which is really very difficult. And I truly feel like a bidon person, but still I am so grateful for that I am challenged and that I will learn, and that I can call you even at 11 p.m. Singapore time and you will listen to me sit under a tree and feel bad about myself. I am grateful for you, amongst other things, but a big part of my gratitude I owe it to you. All this is to say that it feels really nice to feel more like myself, and that I hope I can grow to become a kinder version of myself that finds delight in the tiniest of places. And most of all, I want to keep sharing it with all of you. I want to keep sharing all of it with you, my lovely, lovely pal, my best friend. I'm thinking of you. For now, goodbye, good night, I love ya.